63rd Cannes Film Festival kicks off next week. We'll be there to bring you all the action from the cross set. But first, here's Anurag Kashyap and Vikramaditya Motwani on Udaan. Vikram, you are the first director, Indian director, to show in a major section of the Cannes Film Festival in the last 7 years. Your first-time director competing against Godard. Has all of this sunk in?
Not yet, no.
What are you doing? What's going through your mind?
Right now, I'm just finishing the film. Seriously, just trying to get the print ready so we can send it off in time.
The first thing when the announcement came, and he called me, he said, "Do you know who was there in the section with me?" This is Godard.
That's
when the excitement sunk in for the first time. Because after that, it was like, oh, because early morning, I got the email. I woke up my wife. I'm like, we selected. He sent an email, all that kind of stuff. And then when I saw the official list, and I'm like, I'm in competition. That's when I called. I'm like, by the way.
Just by the way.
Just by the way. Guess who I'm competing against?
But that's wonderful. That's just, it's such an achievement because so few Indian films, I mean, the last film to show in a certain regard was Arimpara in 2003. But you've said that Udaan is actually not an art house film. You've said it's a simple, emotional movie. So can you elaborate on that?
It is. It's a simple, very, very simple coming-of-age story. It's a father-son relationship. It's a relationship between two half-brothers. It's a boy's journey from becoming a boy into a man. And so it's really, really like as simple as that.
But still, what convinced you about Udaan that I need to do this?
Nothing, it's just that film. This is not the other film. Udaan, I think, when did he give me Udaan?
Late 2003.
2003. 2003, I just remember he gave me the script. He said, "This is the film I want to make." And I read the script, and I had my own share of experiences with the industry. So a bit cynically, but I told him, nobody will make this film except me. I said,
really?
I'll produce this film. I can't do it now. I said that to him then, and eventually I ended up doing it.
So you were convinced about it 7 years ago?
Yeah, I was convinced about it 7 years ago.
Now, Anurag, you said to me that I felt an immense jealousy at not having thought of the protagonist Rohan myself. Why?
Because Rohan is very close to me.
In what sense?
In many ways. In many ways. In the sense, growing up in an industrial town, father who's an engineer who runs a factory. My father is an engineer. I have grown up in an industrial town. I wanted to be a writer, director. I wanted to do many things that Rohan wanted to. But I didn't have that many conflicts that Rohan has. But I had my own share of conflicts. And that's the film that should have come most naturally to me. And I didn't think of it. And Vikram thought of it. And that's where our bond also comes in. Because, that's why I was immensely jealous of him. I said, this is the movie I wanted to make. This is the movie I wanted to do. And I should have written it. And why didn't I think of it?
Now, of course, the Cannes Film Festival is the preeminent festival in the world. It's extremely prestigious. It's extremely glamorous. But fundamentally and finally, what do you think it means for an Indian film, especially in the domestic market? What are you going to do with this Cannes stamp here?
Yeah, I don't know what we can do with the stamp here. But, what for me it means a lot is it opens up new markets in the sense which are non-diaspora Indian markets, not non-Indian diaspora market. New markets, when I talk about new markets, where one can take their films to without necessarily that part of the world having an Indian audience or an Indian distributor. In the sense, a system. Yeah, and for what happens is, it gives us the freedom to make the movie that we want to do. The one impact of Udaan that has happened back home is there's a lot of people that I believe in. There are a lot of people who are talented. Vikram should have been easier to sell Vikram to a distributor or producer because he has a body of work still as a writer. And we worked on Devdi together. There's so much he has done. He's won Filmfare Award for some I don't know what award for sound design for Devdas. So, he's done things before, but still it was difficult because of the script. Because the script didn't have stars attached to it.
Tuba.com